Oh, is it on? Oh. Hi there, guys. Welcome back to... Oh, no, I didn't say Kings and Queens. God damn it. Hi, guys. No, again. Kings and Queens, welcome back to a new video. I am very distracted because I have a really nice fellow people person here. Sam, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. I'm excited, nervous about the workout we're about to do, but up in LA, Gold's Gym, it's probably been like 3 years since I've been here, so I'm really excited.
Oh my God, yeah, you're not gonna be like, it doesn't resemble at all what it was. 2019, 2020, it's different.
I like the people watching part. I also like the energy, and also I love watching your workouts, so it's gonna be fun to be on the other side of them. Yay. And also nerve-wracking because I don't know how I will feel.
You will feel fine. But guys, what I actually gonna do is I'm gonna take Sam through a back workout, and I really hope that she will love it. And if you guys didn't know, we're actually, we're a team. We're both with First Form, and we did record a podcast for her Sam Plan. The Sam Plan?
The Sam Plan pod on all streaming services.
Yes.
Which will come out soon, so look out for that.
Yeah, I'm so excited, and all of Sam's social medias will be down in the description box below. So make sure to subscribe to her and listening to her podcast because it's a lot of good value in there. But now, she's gonna take a ride with me. And I'm excited, let's go!
Yeah, let's go. We just gotta go hard.
We have got our first victim right here. Not her, I mean the machine.
Also me though.
Also you though. Hopefully not. I hope that you will love this because what I will gonna show you is how I actually love to warm up. Okay. Because you will not see me do a whole lot of like mobility work before my workout. I do that either before, like at home, or I do it at night. Okay. I rarely do it on site because it takes too much time, and then I get like calm, and then I don't want to work out.
Right. You
so
want to come in here and just fuck shit up.
Exactly that. So what I'm going to show you is one of my new loves.
Oh.
You might burn your butt, but it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. So what you want to do is making sure that you have this one as a support on one of your legs, the other one up here, and you're gonna lean so much that you feel the stretch in serratus, in lats, in everything, and you're gonna pull while also twisting. So you don't have to move your upper body that much, but get a stretch, and you're gonna twist. So going from prone to supine.
So are you feeling like at the beginning it's all lats here, and then you're getting a little bicep in there too?
Yeah, I guess that's one of the reasons why I have a little bit of arms, because this is the accessory mover to the back, and I train a lot of back because I love back.
Does it become the primary though when you get down here?
No, it's still no, because what I do, it could be. You're totally right. It could be, but that's why I'm trying not to squeeze my hand.
Light hands.
So what I'm doing is I'm just like holding it as a hook.
Yep.
Which means that I can really just target the back.
Right, okay.
But if I wanted to work more on my bicep, I could really like pull and squeeze, but it will still be primarily your back.
And are you rotating from this direction and opening towards the inside a little bit?
Yeah, so I'm doing a little bit of a chest forward and then
rotate to the right.
And squeeze. And I do like, since this is a warm-up exercise, I'm just trying to find a tempo that I like. I'm just trying to find an opening, a stretch, and a roll back. I'm just trying to activate, fill it with blood, and just trying to be present. So I don't have a specific amount of numbers, not a specific amount of time that I'm doing the motion. Some will be slow, some will be fast. So one thing though that I also do when warming up, if it's upper body, I do a lot of banded stuff like banded rotator cuffs just to really just get them started, or just like stretching above my head. I'm just standing because most often I train with cameraman over there, which means that I have time to work something and just releasing a little bit, because quite frankly, I'm seated many hours of the day, which means that I'm hunching over. So I'm trying to open myself up. So that's pretty much the things that I do. I take an exercise that is really nice for joints and everything, and just to be able to get some blood flow, I do some banded work, and then I get into the workout.
If you're like sick or you're struggling with body image and someone says, oh, you look really thin, or oh, have you gained weight, that might trigger something even worse to evolve from that. Like, let's say you're sick and you've lost weight and you're fighting a huge illness or something, like that's not going to make you feel good.
No, and that's a really tough one, because you kind of want to give someone a compliment, but again, you have to see it from their perspective too. And this is actually a really, really good one, and it kind of adheres to a question that I had in mind for you. So I wanted to ask you how you got started into your fitness journey. So you told me about swimming, and that's how we came into the ideals of body types and stuff.
Yeah, so I grew up playing a lot of sports. I would say best at swimming, so I did a lot of swimming competitively. I also played soccer, basketball, all the sports. And I've always been really into fitness, but my fixation on how I looked started when I was really young, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor told me I needed to lose weight. And so then activity, nutrition turned from this thing that was fun and enjoyable to this thing that was work and something that I had to use for a different purpose. So that really started my fixation on how I looked, and from then on, pretty much sports, activity, what I was eating, trying to eat as little as possible, was about how I looked, and then I was picturing that everybody was looking at me and thinking, oh, she needs to lose weight. And so it took me a really long time to get out of that, but ultimately I ended up studying nutrition, kinesiology, sport nutrition, college, graduate degree, and it ended up being the catalyst of how I got to here, which is still very health and wellness oriented in my career and in my passions. I've taken a different perspective of it now, but for a couple decades of my life, it was purely based around trying to look a certain way, trying to fit in, trying to be appealing to other people, and so things are different now, but bringing it back to like when you compliment somebody, you don't know what's going on in their head. So for me, like, I struggle with an eating disorder. So if someone said, oh, you look like you lost weight, you look so great, I would be like, oh good, my eating disorder is working. And so it would fuel this drive to continue doing the things that were not good for me. So be careful with your words, because they carry a great impact, and you never know. It could be a harmless and well-intentioned comment, but might not always land that way.
True words. So we're moving on to the second exercise, and it's going to be another unilateral row, which pull down and then a row, and we're going to use our whole core strength, our upper body strength. We're going to kind of keep straight, and we're going to pull downwards. So almost like we're doing a dumbbell single arm row, but in a machine.
Like hand to hip.
Yeah. So now you're really targeting the super low part of your lat. In the prior one, we were targeting a little bit higher up. And we're going to start by doing one set of just as many reps as we feels good. And then we're going to start to do 3 working sets of heavy lifting. Come on, you got it. Easy 3, 5 more. Yes, come on. Come on. You got it.
Who are the people that you, like when you first started lifting, you either got programming from or you looked up to and followed their workouts?
So I would say this. In the beginning, I just did it by the feeling of it because this was before phones, before apps and stuff like that. But then when I moved to the city, it was more so whatever the others were doing until I got into CrossFit and I found an app which was called the WOD, Workout of the Day.
Yeah.
That was the first like program that I did. And I took that one together with Ashley Horner's program.
Okay.
So I did both. She's first form today, and I have met her, which is like, for me, is wild.
So wild.
And also Dana Lynn Bailey. I took a few tips from her that they posted on bodybuilding.com. But other than that, it was very much like touch and go, feeling whatever I wanted to create myself. But I would say that Ashley Horner and Dana Lynn Bailey has always been like the top tier of women that I have been looking up to. Like really strong, badass women. How about you?
Nicole Wilkins, Dana Lynn Bailey, but actually the first program that I like really followed was Mike Rashid.
Oh, I did that too! No way!
It was like leg day, and it would be like 4 movements, but like almost like Russian volume training. Like you're gonna do high rep, and then at every set you add weight, lower the reps, and then you go back up. It was like this like pyramid rep scheme for every movement and every day. It was just like shit ton of volume. So like as a first time in the weight room strength training person, you're like, that's probably not the smartest. But that's actually what I started with, was like Mike Rashid, a boyfriend of mine at the time, was following his program, bought the PDF, sent it to me. Everybody was sharing PDFs.
Yeah, they were, That's so wild.
I know what you did. Ben Pekolski's.
And Ben Pekolski's.
MI40.
And he was training here for a little bit of time. And I met him because he was like, wow, you have been working out for some time. And I was like, I did your program, dude. But that was like, I did it 10 years prior to he meeting me here. But yeah, MI40 is still to this day one of the best ones I've done. I loved it. So shout out to Ben Pekolski. I love you, man.
Yeah, we went to his gym as well.
Yeah.
In Tampa.
Oh, nice.
That was really good. But it's fun. So guys, comment down below that. What program or what person did you look up to and took your first real like workout program from? We want to know.
Hey.
We're moving on to exercise number 3. And this is an incline pull that I am actually really in love with. I don't do it very often, but when I do it like once per week or even twice per week because I get hooked on it, and then I find my way back to something else. And that's actually something that we wanted to talk about, like how often to actually change your program or how often to actually jump between. And what I want to say with that is, as long as you understand that some exercises are hitting the same body parts, you can swap exercises. But a full-blown program, which means how many sets and reps and tempos and angles and stuff that you should do, that should you actually stick to, in my opinion, for quite a serious amount of time. But exercises you can swap in between if you have the knowledge to do so. And in this one, we're gonna go down, hold for 1 second, and then back up. Now we're gonna do 12 reps.
And then are we gonna go heavier the next set?
Always gonna increase the weight, and if we cannot do 12, go for 10.
I got to drive the bus, the truck, the gas is stuck. I ain't the one to rely on.
All right, so we have done a lot of like warm-up / accessory movements, and as I told you, I like to keep my first part of the workout like very strategic and very like mind to muscle kind of game plan. And then I want to do 1 type of compound or even 2, sometimes even 3, depending on how cocky and energetic I am. But today I'm going to do 5 sets of these, and I call them leg press row.
Very literal.
Very literal. This is a leg press, and we're doing rows. And this is not my invention. I'm not going to say that it is. I've seen Charles Glass do this, and he's putting a lot of Olympians through this exercise, and I'm going to have a good back, so I'm going to do it too. Nice. It looks so good in the mirror. Holy crap. Yes, come on. You got it. Good work, come on. So just to kind of recover
Yes.
until the last set, we're going to do the 5th set, and it's going to be heaviest of heaviest.
Okay.
But until then, I would like to ask you, like, how did you feel when you started to create content? Did that come like natural to you, or was it gradual, or was it more like, I just know that I need to do this? Do you remember?
I thought it was attractive, like creating content, putting your business and yourself online was new. It wasn't really something that I think a lot of people were doing. I started, well, YouTube existed, and so I'm trying to think, back when I started, there was definitely a lot of like YouTubers, but not a lot of people making a ton of money or doing anything on Instagram. And I just felt like it was a palatable option for short form content. I could throw a photo, I could throw up educational content. At the time I was training for my first bodybuilding show, and I was completing my master's in kinesiology and sport nutrition. So I felt like I had a lot to offer in the space. A lot of it felt very calculated in the beginning versus authentic and vulnerable. And that was probably the biggest switch and transition from my early content to my current content, is I'm much more myself. I at least try not to put on this like professional persona, facade, and trying to be something that I think that I should be. Instead, I just try and show up as myself. So it's probably the biggest difference in from when I started till now, but it was always with the intention of sharing with other people, helping other people, whether that was with free content or with my coaching services that I was offering at the time.
But you're still a coach, right?
Yeah, so I still do, I like to do a lot more nutrition content, like a lot of nutrition coaching, and then I have my fitness app, which has like my programming on it, so, and I like to focus on the nutrition side of things because unfortunately I think a lot of people lack just basic foundational knowledge.
Yeah, I totally agree on that, and I second that, because people make it too complicated.
Yeah.
Because the fitness world, the bodybuilding world is getting too wide. Not too wide, because I like it that way,
Yeah.
but just getting that people think that that's the only way to get in shape, or those super quick fad diets that's out there. They're like, they think that it just has to be one certain way, and then that way doesn't work, and that way.
Right.
What works is actually what you believe in, and you will make it work because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
Yep.
Let's get into the set number
go.
5.
Everybody trippy, yeah, we come in, yeah, step back. Yeah, we walking with a body bag full of cash. Cut from a different brand, we raise it like a flag. Unapologetic. We gon' keep running it.
I think we're on the finishing little touch of the workout.
Finish me off, let's go.
Yeah, so now we're gonna do a superset. We're gonna really make sure to be totally fatigued in our lats and mid upper back. We're going to do lat pull down, and you can choose the way that you want to do it. If you want to do supine, or so that's the decision is going to be yours.
Wow.
And then we're going to go right into doing really stretching out and pulling in. Cable lat pullovers.
Do you prefer to do them like bent over as opposed to like a up more upright?
Yes, I really like to be able to really stretch it again, because
Yeah.
I think that's the functionality that I can put in. Since I love machines,
Yeah.
if I really play around with the range of motion and stretch my muscles, that's going to allow me to actually grow and have
Yeah.
room to grow more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ding dong, they just think they are. Never little wannabe gangster trying to play hard. Ding dong, they just think they are. Never little wannabe gangster trying to play hard. Ay, ding dong, 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 ding dong.
So in the podcast, we talked about how when you first competed, you were fluctuating between different categories, right?
On my last show, the judges didn't know where they wanted to place
Right,
me.
right.
So first I was figure,
Uh-huh.
and I was figure all the way into my last show,
Yep.
and that's when they started to question, like you got so much mass, maybe you should go to women's physique.
Physique. And how old
Um,
were you?
I was 27.
Okay.
So 2017, yeah,
Okay.
2017.
And at that time, were you training with anybody who was also competing in bodybuilding and in either figure or physique, or was everybody else going towards bikini?
No, so my closest friend that I trained with, she was also a figure girl. So we competed in the same, but we didn't live in the same city anymore. So I have already left.
Yep.
So we hardly got any time together. So the only women that I saw around me was like photo models.
Yes, right.
That was clients of the gym that I was a personal
Gotcha.
trainer at.
Right.
So for me, I was really the odd man out.
Right.
I was the only one that was big and had
Yeah.
muscles. So I felt like really weird, like
And-
looked at.
Even when the judges suggested, hey, maybe you do better in physique, were you like, I don't know how I feel about that? Were you like, hell yeah? Like, that sounds great? What was your response? And the reason I'm curious is because when I started competing, it wasn't like a given that I would compete in figure, but I definitely have like a more like filled out physique than most girls were at my age. I was 23 at the time, so there weren't a lot of girls who were lifting, let alone lifting to build size.
Yeah.
And so I felt a little insecure of like, okay, if I go even further into this other category instead of bikini going into figure, like what does that mean? Like how do I rank myself in society that tells you that smaller is better, right? So it was actually a really difficult thing for me to embrace what I was good at and what came naturally to me, as opposed to catering to the generalization of like what beauty should be.
And that's the trickiest thing, and it's still the trickiest thing, because I naturally really easily grow muscles, just like you do. Like we very easily put on size.
Yeah.
And that is,
It's a strength.
it's like I love it, but I also am like, wow, I cannot really work out the way that I want to, because I get so abnormal from what the society wants a woman to look like. But that's also like me. I don't want to have that mindset anymore. I'm so fed up.
It's an internal struggle.
It is, but
More than
I'm also
anything
like, I get so angry when so many like, you look like a man, when I know that most of the human population do not look muscular.
Right.
I look like a muscular
Right.
female. I look like a female that trains hard.
Right.
And I do.
Right.
But I have to kind of keep a lid on myself because, well, don't speak loud about it, because you should still be like a girl and stay in the back.
Be
and
quiet,
behind.
right?
Be quiet. And I'm like, no, but let me be me. Let me
Yeah.
train hard and let me get the result of training hard.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not chasing the size,
Right.
I just am the result of what the work I've been putting into it.
And
but
what
it
you
was
love
hard.
and enjoy.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I never wanted to become bigger. That's why I also didn't want to keep on competing in a bigger size, because I don't see myself as that big. I grew, like, when I was born, I'm a petite woman. Like, my family is petite. We just grow muscles very easily.
Right.
Like, all my sisters does. All my sisters does. But the thing is, like, I just have to embrace what I am, and that's why, like, competing might not be for me. I might just be good enough without it. I do miss it, but it's also like, I never wanted to go to women's physique. I didn't really want to do wellness either. I just want to be me. So that's why I stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. And I definitely had a moment where I was like, okay, either I guess I stopped doing what I enjoy, which is lifting weights, and like that feeling that I know you're also attached to of like pushing to failure, like feeling a little bit of pain and uncomfortability. Either I stop doing that, or
Just
I
to
say
fit in
fuck everybody else, and I keep doing what I enjoy and push against like the stereotypes that people are trying to uphold.
Yeah, because it gets kind of gnarly, because at the end of the day, you will never ever be everyone's cup of tea. And if you don't like you, you cannot demand of other people to like you.
Right.
So I'm just simply doing me, and whoever enjoys to see what I'm doing, I will let them join in. But the ones who doesn't like my jam, they don't have to be here.
Right.
And they don't have to make me feel uncomfortable either, because it doesn't give anything to anyone to
Right.
spread negativity.
Right.
But I do miss competing.
Yeah.
I do.
And-
You do too? A little bit? No, not really.
I miss having a specific goal and achieving it.
Yeah.
I think that's really gratifying, but I also enjoy, like on social media, being a part of hopefully a change towards, like, women are all different shapes and sizes,
Yeah.
and not one is more superior than the other.
That's
And
why I like social media too, because
Yeah.
we actually have a voice
Yeah,
for once.
exactly. I know, I love it.
So that's why I also feel like if I can be part of that society or that page or that era,
Mm-hmm.
I rather want to do that than compete and feel like I'm not adequate for any of the categories that's out there.
Right.
Because this is way more fulfilling
Yeah.
to empower both men and females to actually feel better about themselves, regardless of shape or form. So
Well, and imagine being in the gym and you're training with someone and they're like, oh no, put that back. Like, you're not allowed to go that heavy or like run that far or whatever. What are all the parameters that were put on women, not
Yeah.
even like 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that, I mean, women have come a long way,
We
but there's
have.
still a long way to go in.
but we are all the only ones who can make anything about
Yeah,
that. So
right.
we're just gonna keep going.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
and I hope everyone gets to feel how exciting and fun it is to be in the gym with like you, and have you be like, oh my God, like you look so strong, like you're lifting heavy weights, that feels so good. But to be challenged in a space like this also helps you feel stronger outside of the gym in all
It
different
does.
types of environments.
Yeah, it really does. So I think that you guys should think about that and really embrace what your body is capable of, and not only how it looks.
Great.
So actually, me and Sam were kind of similar, because I said that I had planned to do pull-ups today. We are both fatigued, and we do not want to do this. So that's why we're going to go in super low-key and just do as many Amraps as possible in pull-ups. It can be 4, it can be 1, it can be 10, doesn't matter. We're just going to do 3 sets of whatever we have left in us, and then we're done.
Yep. I love it.
Are you guys going to try this workout? I think you should.
Yeah.
Almost 4 again.
Nice
Shit,
try on,
that was heavy.
nice try on the last one though.
Oh my God, my arms. I don't want to do this anymore.
Noodles. Noodles.
Okay, girl. All you got. I don't know what's worse. The pain in the hand or the pain in the back. Come on. Yes. Keep your knees behind you. Come on. Up, 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 up. Easy. Nice work. Come on. You got it. Up. I almost got there.
I know, right?
That was good. Still?
Consistent.
Consistent?
Consistent.
Okay.
Got a couple.
Shake it off. And we are finishing where we started. How do you feel?
I feel really good. I feel empowered. I feel strong, but I also feel very tired and ready for some food.
I feel ready for food too. Do you think that the workout was fun, or was it boring?
It was so much fun. I love training with other people, but particularly people who challenge me, and you did that to a T. So,
But I mean, like, we kept the same. That's what
Yeah.
I love. Training with people that just keeps up and like want to push themselves,
Yep.
or that allows me to push myself, because it's really giving, because you feel like,
Yeah.
wow, okay, maybe I can even
Yeah.
push harder. So this workout was awesome,
Yep.
and I hope that you guys enjoy it too, and I hope that you enjoyed our little Q&A in the middle of the set. I found that we really had a really good talk.
yeah, I
Yeah.
loved it.
Good. I hope that we can do this one more time, and maybe another type of workout.
Yep.
But as I said, you guys, make sure to subscribe to her social media platforms as well, and check her out. She's an amazing person, and keep an eye open for the podcast.
Yep,
Where we-
coming soon.
Yes, I'm excited. But guys, until next time, do you know what I always say at the end of my videos? I say, ha the best.
How the best?
Hmm?
How the
So,
best?
ha the best.
How the best?